Nuanced nostalgia, it's a 90s vibe. Come and tap in, we keeping it live. Nuanced nostalgia, it's a 90s vibe. Come and tap in, we keeping it live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to
I'm sorry.
There's a fly.
It's behind you.
Where is it?
Oh, never mind.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Nuanced Nostalgia, Christmas Edition, first of 4, part 1.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. How you doing? I'm Nick Norris, and with me is Caitlin. What's their names in this? Caitlin, the Crank Shortall.
No, I want to be the daughter. What's her name?
I don't have that written down. No. Oh,
sorry. So there is a
close.
Big ass fly in here.
It's so loud. I feel like you might could hear it on the mic.
So it's I think it's doing it on purpose. It's just flying around everywhere. So we're trying to kill it, but I think we're gonna have to just let it go for the moment.
If you're watching the video version on YouTube, you may see me bat this around trying to get this fly. It is the fastest fly I've ever seen.
And it's the loudest.
Also,
it's gotta be a horsefly.
Lovely pajamas. I have the matching set. Could not find them.
There's no telling where it is.
Yeah.
Yes, and then my festive squish from last year.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's its name?
I think it's like Esri or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
But yeah, last year's Christmas ones.
Who got you that?
Of course you did.
Yeah. I complain about you having so many Squishmallows, and I just keep buying you more. So
I like it.
Yeah. No, I like them too. They absorb heat, though. It's my main complaint with Squishmallows.
Yeah.
They're very hot. We're talking about today Christmas the Kranks, by the way, 2004 movie directed by Joe Roth, starring Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis, as well as Dan Aykroyd, Eric Persullivan, and some other familiar faces you'll know from film and TV. Need to fix this mic.
Now, I watched this movie plenty of times when I was younger. I think it's great.
It is good, and it holds up.
Yeah.
I watch this not every year, but I watch this pretty often, and I was surprised at how much I still like this movie.
Yeah, me too.
And because usually I don't watch Christmas movies, especially Christmas comedies from the 2000s, with a very critical lens.
Right.
But even with this, and I was like looking for things to not like about it, I still really liked it. So, yeah.
I mean, as much as I was hating on a lot of the people and like their like, I don't even know what like their motivations, I guess.
Yeah.
It's still objectively like I enjoyed it because I also really like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, she's great
in general. But anyway, yeah.
The characters do things only because they need to for the plot.
100%. Yeah. And did you get it?
I hit him. I don't know if he's dead.
Oh, I hope so.
Don't call PETA.
I notoriously hate insects. So.
You remember when Obama killed that fly and PETA got mad?
I can't even get into that. That's so stupid. Remember that one time George Bush got a shoe thrown at him?
Yeah.
That was funny.
You think those events are connected?
I think they're related. Flying objects. Anyway, that made me think of that because he ducked.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy.
Also, before we get started, you have a little prize here.
Oh, yeah. So, as it topples over. So, notoriously, I love Bratz, right? So this
I think our first episode was a Bratz episode.
One of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some mini Bratz advent calendar. And it's the flashback minis, so it's ones that I appreciate and recognize.
Yeah. So when we're recording this, it's actually the night of November 30th, but we're going to go ahead and open the first one tonight for December 1st.
Yeah.
Then every week we'll show you all the ones that she's opened. A little review of them.
Unfortunately, I don't have scissors, so we'll see if
we'll get it there by the end of the episode. Yeah. We'll do them at the end every week for people who.
But I think it's pretty slay.
In case they don't, they don't have to sit through it.
No, everyone has to care.
Okay,
it's good.
Great.
It's great. I love it. So yeah, you're gonna have to watch me do it because it's great. Anyway,
wish I had a glass of hot cocoa.
Do you?
Next week in our episode, which we'll talk about at the end, we should have our little Christmas vacation mugs with some eggnog and some Christmas.
You can
cookies.
Drink eggnog, and I'll drink something else.
Some dairy-free milk.
Because I notoriously can't have dairy.
You cannot.
Unless it's in cheese. Anyway.
Why is this movie important to you? This is your pick this week.
Yeah.
I like this.
I think this is just, it's one of the ones that I feel like not everyone talks about. Like everyone always talks about the Christmas Story and Elf. Yeah, which I like.
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. And Christmas Vacation is one of my favorites. But I feel like no one really brings this up as one of like the classics. In my mind, it is.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons is it gets lost in that flood of 2000s Christmas comedies.
Yeah,
it's like this, Fred Claus, all the Santa Claus movies.
Claus, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Elf,
and the Santa Claus. I was Tim Allen in it too.
Four Christmases, The Grinch, Deck the Halls.
There was a lot, huh?
And that's just a few. Like there's so many, and that's just Christmas comedies. You know, there's way more.
And The Grinch is a classic. We love Jim Carrey, but yeah, anyway, I used to watch this a lot, and so I feel like it needed its moment.
Yeah, and it's really good. I like it. It's let's talk about the box office really quickly before we get into it, because this movie did not do very well in theaters.
I didn't even know it was in theaters.
Yeah, I watched it in theaters in 2004 as a kid. So on a budget of about 60 million production, so you double that for marketing usually. So 120 million is probably what they spent on this movie. And it made, let me pull it up here. I have it in front of me somewhere. It's weird that I remembered the first number, not the second. It made 96 million, so it probably lost money. But it's made probably its money back on home sales and digital and streaming.
And apparently it's on Prime.
It's on Prime, yeah. That's how we watched it. If you have Prime,
I don't know,
you can watch it with it.
I don't know, like if you have to pay to have it on there or whatever, but
yeah, you have to be subscribed to Prime Video at the very least to get it.
No, I meant like to put the movie on there.
Oh, yeah. Usually they'll pay whoever owns the movie to have it on there. They'll buy like movies in bulk, you know.
Interesting.
But let's talk a little bit about some of the nitty gritty of this movie. Like we said, we always ask what impact did this have on pop culture. I think this movie in particular probably didn't, but like that whole generation, like we talked about, of those 2000s Christmas comedies. Yeah. We don't really get those as much anymore. You get like maybe one every other year, like a Bad Santa 2 or something. But
I feel like it was definitely a product of its time.
Yeah,
for sure. I think now it's more so.
You get them on streaming. Netflix will do a Christmas thing.
Well, that's what I was about to say. It's like movies like that, like Netflix, like The Christmas Prince, or like that. And you know what? I will say the one with Vanessa Hudgens, very good. I thought it was great.
What about that's the one with Lindsay Lohan?
That one was good. I like that one too. I think I'm also the target demographic for that.
Yeah.
Like I'm someone that is I'm someone that was, grew up with Vanessa Hudgens in High School Musical and also grew up with Lindsay Lohan and Mean Girls.
Now, which one is Vanessa Hudgens? She's not Sharpay.
No.
She's the one that dates
Ashley
Troy.
Tisdale. Yes.
Okay. And Troy.
Gabriella.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm definitely target demographic, so obviously I'm gonna like it. So it's more so like movies like that now. It's like very like formulaic Hallmark movies, pretty much.
Yeah, which I wouldn't say that's what this is at all. This is more of a
but that's
comedy.
What I mean.
But
it's like at the time, this was more so like putting out Christmas movies. Now it's like Hallmark formulaic,
Sappy,
and the ones on Netflix are like slightly better because they have people that are recognizable. On Hallmark Channel, they just have two random bitches, two like very generic looking white people, and they will have any title, like put any sort of words together that resembles something that really needs a Christmas.
The Christmas present.
It could be anything. Yeah. And I mean,
snow.
You know what I'm talking about if you know, like, obviously there's always TikToks about this kind of thing too. So, and we eat it up every time, and we do. There's one recently that came out that Emily Osment's in. Apparently people like that because people like her.
Okay.
So I say that to say my age group target demographic because we're familiar with her too. So anyway, that's now what people put out. Back then it was definitely Christmas comedies.
So rough summary of the plot. We'll do the full Wikipedia plot later, but just quick before we get into the rest of the little things about this. With their daughter Blair away in Peru. Blair's the daughter's name.
What was her name? Can I be Caitlin Blair Short?
Sure, you can be Caitlin Blair Short.
I think she's great. Anyway.
Luther and Nora Crank decide to skip Christmas altogether until she decides to come home, causing an uproar when they have to celebrate it at the last minute. Now, this movie's only an hour 39, which I appreciate.
And we love that.
Yeah, especially because we watched it last night. I had to work the next day. You still fell asleep with 20 minutes left.
And I was doing so good with my
But you've seen it 100 times. You know how it ends.
Yeah, I mean, I fell asleep at the part where like she says that she's coming back, so then they just get everyone like rallies around them. Right. And I know how it ends.
Yeah.
And they give the I know you can talk about it, but it ends up with a happy ending, obviously.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of a Seinfeld-esque world. I mentioned that last night, where everybody's just a little unhinged, and because in the real world nobody would care if your neighbor, even if your neighbor has the party, be like, oh man, that's too bad. But in this, everybody's just a little a little more aggressive than they are in the real world. So like, what are you talking about? Why are you
Yeah.
not doing it?
And I guess
Which I
it makes
appreciate.
sense. Yeah. And it makes sense because like previously they had celebrated it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like every year
for, like,
and
30
gone on out.
years.
Yeah. So like it makes sense. But then like if you think about it, like you were saying objectively, like anyone in the real world would not be like, why are you not celebrate? Because plenty of people don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's like I said, it's like a Seinfeld world, and it was during this time where Seinfeld was reaching its end, and 2004.
Oh, there you go.
But definitely inspired by that. But
Well,
that's one of the things I like about Seinfeld
yeah.
is how it's just everybody in it's a lunatic, and
It's true.
nobody
Makes it interesting.
can have a normal conversation.
Very entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. And apparently this is based off of a book. I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
I've got that here. I've got it in my IMDb trivia. We'll dive in real quick. The film is based on John Grisham's book, Skipping Christmas. The original title is seen in the newspaper article after the tanning salon incident. The title was changed to avoid confusion with Surviving Christmas that also came out in 2004. Both movies were holiday comedies released in the same year, and both were poorly received by critics.
Well, you know what? This one's better.
No, this is good. This
I
is
don't
funny.
have to see the other ones.
It is.
though.
It's so rare because comedies age weird anyway. But
Yeah.
humor changes.
Yeah.
We're like I think we're kind of in like an era where our humor's more in line with like the 70s humor right now than even like the 80s or
Sure.
90s.
Yeah, could
But
be. Yeah.
but so it's rare for like a 2000s movie to still be funny. Even like if you
I
go
know what
back
you
and watch
mean.
The Hangover, I still think it's funny. But there's things in it's like I thought that was hilarious. It's
in
not
my
that funny.
mind, no. We watched it one time and I was like, I didn't move.
Yeah.
I didn't laugh. I mean, but I remember distinctly how
Yeah.
people was like, that movie is so funny. And everyone
And it
always
was,
quoted
yeah.
it. And like, but yeah, that is a prime example of how comedy changes
Yeah.
for sure.
And
yeah.
it does, and it'll come back where that's the funniest thing in the world again. It always comes back
Which,
around. But it's
I hope not. But anyway.
but right now we're in an era where we like a lot of random comedy. I think a lot of it's the internet.
Yeah.
And that was big like in the 70s, just saying stuff that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a
like the
good
movie
point.
Airplane is a great example of that if you ever
I love
watched
that
it.
movie. Yeah.
So yeah, but so kind of like a Seinfeld world. Tim Allen, Luther Crank, he kind of fits that too. He's kind of overly aggressive a little bit at times
kind
until
of
he's
an asshole, kind of the
Yeah.
worst person ever.
He's very much a jerk.
Yeah.
And then
He's-
sometimes he's not for some reason.
I know, like it's very inconsistent almost, but
Yeah.
he's big corporate boss man.
Yep.
He's
What is it
first of all,
about?
I don't have a corporate job, so I don't know what's going on. But in general, I just don't. But then he sits in his little office and he's typing on his little calculator. I'm like, is that what people do in corporate world?
Every movie in the 80s and the 90s and 2000s that the dad works at a vague business job and they're
Yeah.
not a good father. They're all like,
Yes.
I can't be a dad. I got to do business.
I have to be business.
I can't throw a football. I have a business. To do.
I have a business too. Yeah, exactly.
Jingle All the Way. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's too busy being a
I
businessman.
have to watch that too. That's
Yeah,
really good.
yeah. Well,
But yeah, that's very similar for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how
That's so funny.
then at the end you learn how to be a good dad, which is kind of what he learns here. It's more
Somewhat.
about being a good neighbor, but yeah.
And a good husband, arguably.
He doesn't really learn that though.
You're right.
So,
But just about being a good neighbor, I guess.
Jamie Lee Curtis is Nora Crank, the wife who takes really all the heat for Luther's actions.
and she is probably the way better person out of the two of them. I would say
yeah.
probably, but like definitely.
Yeah, she's still a little unhinged, but like way more grounded and
nicer.
empathetic. Yeah.
I don't know. She's at least like nice to everyone, and anything that she reacts to things, and it's because of Luther's actions. Like
Yeah.
he's the one that has to convince her to skip Christmas. She doesn't want to at all.
Yeah.
And then, but at least at the end, she's like,
Kind of gets your way.
yeah, and she's eventually like, we're gonna celebrate, like you basically. But she's like, your childish idea, like I can't believe we ever did it. At least she like changed her mind and got him to do it. But even then, I'm pretty sure there's a scene. I fell asleep when this happened. I'm pretty sure there's a scene when they're at the actual like party that they have that like he's still like, we can go.
Yeah, there is.
And it's like, and I think she was like, you, we're gonna stay and continue to party. You know,
It's
what I
after
mean?
he has like a meltdown. We'll get to it.
And also, I would like to say, I just skip around. That's what I usually do.
Yeah.
One of the neighbors has cancer ? And Tim Allen, what's his name in the movie? Luther.
Yeah.
Luther. He's like an asshole to the husband. Hey, his wife has cancer, and apparently it's come back, and he's still like, "Hey, old man, you suck." Hey,
Stepping on
maybe
his
he's
cat
having
and
a
stuff.
tough time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? Be
In
pissed
his
off?
defense, he didn't know the cancer was back.
I think he finds out whenever Nora rolls up on him and is
Yeah.
like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just like, Luther, come on. The worst person ever. Like, he just, I don't know. It's almost like he hated Christmas to begin with.
Yeah.
He didn't need no
I
convincing.
think, yeah, that's obvious. Yeah, he's wanting away from it. He's very clear in his motive. And then also Dan Aykroyd, who's great, is in this as Vic Frohmeyer.
I didn't know he was in anything before this.
Ghostbusters. He's one of the Ghostbusters.
I did not know that.
Have you never watched Ghostbusters?
Apparently not.
Oh, I'll have to watch it.
I've actually seen the 2014. I don't even know when that one.
Oh,
came
the
out.
all female one.
Yes.
Girl Busters.
So
that people
one,
hate for
the
some
better
reason.
one. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
I think that one is better than like the two Ghostbusters 2.
I haven't even seen it, but I know it probably is because I also really love Leslie Jones, Kate McKinnon, and I can't remember who else is in it. But those two specifically, I really love them.
Yeah, and Chris Hemsworth's in it. He's good too.
Yeah, as the dumb idiot.
Yeah,
the dumb hot guy. Anyway,
it's that movie's fine. It's not as good as the first one, but it's better than the second one. And then it's about the same as the third one that came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It just got hate because women were in it.
You know. Can't have nice things. But...
Yeah, first one is great though. We'll watch the first one.
Okay.
But yeah, Dan Aykroyd. I like Dan Aykroyd a lot. He seems like a genuinely nice guy.
He had a good character. If he ever gets canceled for anything, we never said that.
Yeah, I literally never said that.
If he comes out as being racist or homophobic.
The fashion in this. What do you think about Jamie Lee Curtis's vest? I love it.
It fits her character. Yeah, very much like suburban mom.
Suburban uptight mom.
Yeah.
Very conservative.
Her haircut makes me want to die a little bit, but I think that also is the character.
She somehow looks better now than she did then, I think because of the haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would argue that. Yeah. Her hair is way better. Like, I think, is it short now? I think it is.
Yeah, it's not that short as in the movie. She's got like the bob in the movie, right?
So in the movie, it's like a chin length bob, but now it's like a pixie cut.
Yeah.
Remember that one? This is not related to that. Remember that one photo that she took? And there's that some award show and she's jumping and she's like this.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just had to.
She's great.
Because that's funny.
She's really good.
I like her as a person, like the actress as a person, and then like the character. I really liked her. Obviously, she plays it well.
Obviously great in Halloween movies, but
without her, the original and then the
remakes, the reboots. And then she's really good in Knives Out. If you've never watched Knives Out,
I have not.
She's great in it. She plays like a rich snooty lady. She's so good, so funny. Yeah.
Promoted Activia for 10 million years.
She did, and kind of in between work, she just kind of did Activia. Yeah, she took a break from really
yogurt. Poop yogurt. Anyway.
So I guess we should talk about the actual plot here. Let me just mark your cursing. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, so this is the Wikipedia plot. I do it every time. I'll do a paragraph, I'll break, we'll talk about it, we keep going. This is copied directly from Wikipedia. If you have a problem with it, somebody edited it on
someone else take it up with Wikipedia.
At some point, if we ever get enough listeners, we'll say what the movie's going to be next week, and then somebody will go into the Wikipedia thing in between and change it and make me look stupid.
I unfortunately like to skip around, so maybe this will be a little.
Yeah.
And about that, at this point. Yeah. All right, keep going.
All right. So I'm going to go. This is a lot for a Wikipedia plot, so I'm going to go through this as quick as I can. Some of them I'm going to talk a little faster. You've seen it. If you watch this, you've seen it. After Riverside, Illinois couple Luther and Nora Kranks see their daughter Blair depart for a Peace Corps assignment in Peru on the Sunday following Thanksgiving, empty nest syndrome sets in. Luther calculates that they spent $6,132 during the previous year's holiday season, and not looking forward to celebrating Christmas without their daughter, he suggests that they invest the money usually spent on decorations, gifts, and entertainment and treat themselves to a 10-day Caribbean cruise instead. Do you say Caribbean or Caribbean?
Caribbean. I would also just like to say Blair's going for a year?
Yes.
Why? Like, why are we... So, arguably,
the Peace Corps.
You would be celebrating other holidays. So you're just going to skip every holiday that she's not there?
They probably don't care that much about the other holidays, like everybody else doesn't. You know?
I guess so. But I mean, I don't know. I was just like,
maybe that was the plan. Maybe they're going to have a
bad?
cinematic universe. Christmas with
holiday.
the New Year's Eve. No, New Year's Eve with the Kranks.
New Year's Eve with the Kranks, yeah.
Valentine's with the Kranks. Arbor's Day with the Kranks.
Arbor's Day. 4th of July with the Kranks.
Pride Month with the Kranks. They're going to skip Pride Month. It's very controversial.
Oh my god. No, but like I don't know. I was like, I don't know. Like that's kind of an overreaction in my opinion. Now, obviously that doesn't matter, but like logically, it's like I think you actually just hated Christmas to
I
begin
think
with, Luther.
Yeah, I think there is a bit of that. I think it's also that you're not going to spend $6,000 on other holidays. So it's like, and he says we'll
Yeah.
save money. So he's obviously like, we'll spend $3,000 going on the cruise, pocket 3,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Luther insists that they completely boycott the holidays, and eventually Nora agrees. This is the first part of the movie that I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Because you could still decorate and then just leave.
Well, that the other thing is that he doesn't hate Christmas. Like he says in the
I
thing,
think he does.
well, he says in the thing, he's like, I'm not a Scrooge. I don't hate Christmas. And maybe, yeah, I think he becomes that.
Yeah.
Because people keep nagging him, and then he's like, well, now I hate it. But I think initially, and that's why I was like, this is weird that you're boycotting it when like it's always been your thing, and you seem like you don't. It's just because he's like, we're not giving donations to anybody.
And that
maybe,
part is like, huh?
And
that
maybe,
doesn't have to do.
And I get why they did it, so the plot can happen. But maybe they did it. You know, I wish there was a line in there that was like,
yeah, you know, if this would have happened, like you wouldn't.
There should have been a line in there that was like, if I give in even a little bit, Nora's gonna want to celebrate, so we're just gotta cut it off completely. And maybe that's what's implied.
But you're right though. Like for the plot, it definitely had to be like nothing at all, so everyone could harass them 24/7. Yeah.
The Kranks discover they are considered pariahs due to their decision to skip the holidays. Most vocal in their objections are neighbors Vic Frohmeyer and Walt Scheel. Vic, who is the self-proclaimed leader of the street, organizes a campaign to force the Kranks to decorate their home. Walt does not seem like to like Luther, so his efforts are primarily personal. However, it is revealed that Walt's wife Bev is suffering from cancer, perhaps dampening his holiday spirits. I believe I can't think of the actor's name that plays Walt, but I believe this is his final movie too. His final movie he does.
It looks like it.
Yeah, he's gonna. There's a line where Luther's like, "You're only 10 years older than me. Are you?" Like 20 or 30 years old.
So if Tim Allen Luther is 50, does that make him 60?
Tim Allen is now 20 years older than he was when this movie came out, and he still doesn't look as old as that man.
Yeah, I don't know why he said that, honestly.
So yeah, and maybe he actually is 10 years older, but it doesn't look like it.
Well, he's in poor health.
Yeah,
if he's only 10 years old.
I don't know.
Because like, ooh, he's dead. Ooh.
I mean, it probably is.
Ooh, our bad.
Let me look. I'll look it up while we're sitting here.
Yeah, but I don't know. Weird choice. Because I guess in the movie, he's like 40, and that man don't even look 50.
Yeah, I'd say in the movie Tim Allen's probably about 40 because his daughter is like 20.
Who knows? Definitely mid-20s.
Yeah. Well, she's younger. She's going to the Peace Corps. You're not going to do that. You know, that's probably early 20 type of deal.
You don't go to the Peace Corps. First of all, what's the Peace Corps? You know, is that the military?
No.
What the f is that?
Let me mark your whispering. The Peace Corps is like what? Hold on.
So much to think about.
I've got like 3 pages pulled up. Sorry. It's almost like a missionary type thing, but I don't know if there's a religious element to it.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, there may be. I don't know.
I don't think they get paid. So she gonna be out there for a year?
I don't know.
And they don't have a single.
About the Peace Corps. I don't even know it's still around.
That was I don't know. I guess they had to have some reason why she was going to be away for a year. But the issue is she's not even gone for very long.
No,
I think she might have used it.
She was only
as a ploy to get to her little boyfriend.
I think she was gone for 4 weeks. A month.
Oh,
yeah.
It seemed like literally just days, but you're probably right.
Because Tim Allen says the thing. He says, "I've been planning this trip for 6 weeks. That's longer than they've been dating." And if you do it time wise, if she left after Thanksgiving, it's probably about 4 weeks.
You're right.
Yeah.
But she's supposed to be there for a year. Like, I just can't get over that. Like, she's just like, yeah, it. Yeah, I'm just gonna come back after a month. I don't even know why she was out there, but forget the children. Them kids, what she said. I don't even know if it was for the children, but whoever she was trying to help, she said, forget it.
People in Peru. Yeah. I think he's still alive. He is 88 years old.
We love that.
Emmett Walsh, yeah.
We love that. Not dead yet.
He looks about the same.
Fair enough.
And it wasn't his last movie. He was in something in 2022 last year.
Oh.
The Immaculate Room. How about that?
Don't know what that's about.
I'm going to close out of this now. Stop distracting me.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, she yeah, there's that one scene where they keep harassing the children keep harassing Tim Allen Luther to bring out Frosty,
Yeah,
the
we haven't got
snowman.
there yet.
Oh. What's the scene where he like ices down their like front
driveway?
walkway? That's
you
crazy.
want me to tell you when we get there?
That's a hospital visit right there.
So children, led by Vic's son Spike, constantly push them to put up a Frosty the Snowman decoration, and Christmas carolers try to revive the Cranks' holiday spirit by singing on their lawn, which Luther stops by icing it. There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
That was fun because at first when they rolled up to sing the carols,
Yeah,
they started singing it faster and faster every time.
that's a good bit.
And Vic Fromeyer
and then they do a
is like
nice,
fast. Is like
do a nice
also
Michael Myers-esque jump scare too on Nora.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
With the
Yeah,
carolers.
they sure did.
Yeah,
While Nora's knitting, of course she's knitting.
yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was good. That was a good one.
Okay, we're getting close to Thursday night football, so we gotta speed it up.
Very important. Okay.
The newspaper prints a front page story complete with a paragraph of the unit of the unlit Crank's house, and the Luther's office. Colleagues, scout, tree salesmen, and police fund collectors are also annoyed. However, Luther and Nora continue to stand their ground. The couple are packing for their cruise on Christmas Eve morning when they receive a call from Blair, who announces that she is at Miami International Airport en route home with her Peruvian fiance Enrique.
I would be so pissed off if I was Nora. I would be so
Oh,
pissed
yeah.
off. Because what do you mean? I don't know about this man, and now you're engaged? Question mark.
After 4 weeks. And
We don't know
they
this
were
man.
friends for years, but
No, I declined that.
Yeah.
Because we like that. That's just so ridiculous. Like, she didn't mention him one time.
Yeah.
She couldn't have been like, oh, you know, my friend, like as if she had been talking about him. No, first time she's ever mentioned him.
yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, let's get married. And then she's like, I'm coming home. Anyway, before that happened, though, the tanning bed scene,
Oh, yeah.
that was a good one because
Yeah.
then they're in their swimsuits and the priest shows up and
Yeah.
he's also like, why aren't you celebrating or decorating,
Yeah,
whatever.
string bikini and a Speedo.
Yes. And then Jamie Lee Curtis is like, I need a Band-Aid. Can you give me a towel? And the tanning lady's like, I'm looking for a Band-Aid. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
And Tim Allen's in a damn Speedo. That was interesting. He's already tan. And then he gets Botox. I thought that was funny because his eyebrows are
I like
this.
that. We'll talk a little bit about those in the IMDb trivia too. There's some fun details about those scenes.
Yeah. And he's like, he can't move his face. He's chewing like this.
Yeah, I like when he
about
chews
those.
the canned fruit.
Which, canned fruit at a restaurant, I'm a little concerned. Is that what you're ordering? Anyway, I had to mention those because those scenes were good in my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're so funny.
And they're still pretty good. They're still pretty fun.
And but anyway, all that happens. And also they're just like camped outside of their house, question mark. I'm calling the police. If you're just standing outside my house yelling.
Oh, yeah. But they pissed off the police. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, true. And on that note, why couldn't they get the calendar? It's not even Christmas themed.
Yeah, it's not Christmas themed. Yeah.
Like, I mean,
if
maybe
anything,
he's not...
is for anticipation for the next year.
Yeah.
2005 in this scenario.
Exactly. And like, why would you want to piss off the police?
Yeah.
And they ended up arresting him anyway for some reason. Oh, for breaking and entering, I guess.
Yeah, which he did.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Well,
he had permission. When Blair asks if they are having their usual party that night, a panicked Nora says yes. Luther and Nora try to decorate the house and coordinate a party with only 12 hours before their daughter and future son-in-law arrive. This is where I related heavily with
that is my true
Tim
nightmare.
Allen. I'd be mad too.
I would be too.
I'd be like, I just spent $3,000 on this cruise. You didn't tell me you were coming home.
That I would be pissed off.
I
too.
don't blame him for being like, just let the kids have the house. Let's
100%,
go.
100%.
We're supposed to go today. Let's just let them go. You know?
Yeah, I totally agree actually because like you just wasted. And I would have been honest. I would have been like, "Hey, why would you do this? We literally already have plans. Nothing's ready." Like I wouldn't have lied.
If you're coming in at 8, that's great. We don't have to leave till the morning. We can hang out. We can have Christmas Eve here together. I'll get a turkey and we'll get the tree up.
Yeah.
But after that, y'all just have the house to yourself.
Yeah. And like, you know, that's obviously what would just happen in real life. But like in this world, obviously everyone has to band together and help them out and this, that, and the other. Otherwise, no one would fucking come to this. What do you mean? Night of? No one has plans yet? You know what I mean? It would have just been them anyway.
You're racking up on F-bombs. You're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'll start saying freak. Start saying freak.
While Nora scrambles to find food, Luther goes to buy a tree. Also, you can say whatever.
Okay.
I'm going to bleep him anyway. At this point, just keep it going. Keep it rolling. While Nora scrambles to find food, Luther goes to buy a tree, but is unable to get anything but a small dried up tree. Luther attempts to borrow the indoor tree of neighbor Wes Trogdon, who is going away for a week, with the warning that he is not to damage it. I think this
And
guy
he
was
fully
supposed
damaged
to.
it.
Yeah, and I think this guy was supposed to have more scenes early
I think
on.
you're right, because he shows up randomly.
And they're obviously good friends, but
Yeah.
he's never mentioned before.
That
I
was the
think this
first
guy was
time.
supposed to be a bigger character.
I
And they
think you're
cut his
right.
scenes.
But yeah, he completely ruins so many ornaments. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
if one breaks, we're both dead, and doesn't care.
Yeah.
Just ruins all of
Broke
them.
like half the tree.
Yeah.
And
Also, why would that have f***ing worked anyway? It's not any of their ornaments. You don't think anyone would have noticed that? That's what made me mad.
I mean, I don't think it was. I think it was just like, this is all we can get at this point.
Get a fake tree. Go to
Yeah.
Walmart.
Yeah,
and
they
get
got
a
him. They got
Like, it's either that or apparently steal a tree, which
him. Yeah.
personally not doing. I guess Luther is. And also, what if he had said no? What were you going to do?
And this whole scene is also kind of stolen from Jingle All the Way, and the
Oh, is it
exact same
really?
thing,
Oh.
where Arnold
seen that movie in
Schwarzenegger,
a
I think,
while.
takes a kid to break into a house to steal the toy, and then the police arrest him.
Oh, you know what? I think
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah. And then, of course, he didn't buy the damn calendar. So
Yeah.
they're like, you, we're going to arrest you for breaking and entering. And then Spike shows up with the damn key, which I don't know why he even had it in the first place.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a whole moment, because he had Tim Allen Luther had to rope Spike, the kid who was from
Yeah.
Malcolm in the Middle. He had to rope him into helping him because he was standing outside his house talking about "Breathe, Frosty."
Yeah. So yeah, Luther enlists Spike's help to transport the tree across the street. The neighbors spot him and assume he is stealing it. Call the police. Spike shows that Luther has Trogdon's key and thus was given permission to borrow the tree. Nora comes home, having only been able to obtain smoked trout. Tells Luther to put up Frosty on their roof, which fails when he and Frosty fall off. Once it is established why Luther is trying frantically to decorate his home, the neighbors, led by Vic, come out in full force to help them ready it for Blair. She calls to say they
Because
landed
EMS
from
was
Miami.
there. The ambulances showed up because he was hanging from his foot.
Yeah.
And then they all like rallied around the back of the ambulance for some reason. And
Yeah.
like Vic Fromeyer is like, everyone, we don't like him, but we like Blair.
I like the Vic character because
Me
he's
too.
that jerk neighbor that everybody loves, but you don't like.
I think
Like,
he's so ridiculous, and I think that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
So they land in Miami, and the neighbors send the police to pick her up and stall long enough to let everyone finish setting up, during which the police apprehend a burglar. The party starts off strong, and this is about the time you fell asleep.
Yep.
The party starts off strong with Blair having no idea of the earlier drama. Enrique thanks everyone for the warm welcome, and Nora thanks her neighbors for being a strong community. Luther, to everyone's disappointment, offers only a half-hearted toast. When Nora confronts her husband, he tries to convince her to still go on the cruise, but Nora refuses, disgusted that he is not happy that Blair is home.
And this just goes back to my original point. I think he hated Christmas.
I relate to both of them here. I relate to him for being upset, but I relate to her for being mad at him for not giving a good toast.
Both are true,
Yeah.
and valid, because like, hey, I just lost out on $3,000 and then had to spend so much money on all this other
Yeah,
stuff.
probably $10,000 today
Yeah.
on random crap. Yeah.
And Blair, you're no help. You sprung this on us out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And like, I would be
And she
mad at
probably
her.
charged the flight to their cards.
Yeah, because she ain't got no money. She ain't got a job. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, I'd definitely be pissed
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
So having a change of heart, Luther slips out of the house, going across the street to the Shills. Bev's cancer, once in remission, has returned, and knowing this may be their last holiday together, Luther insists they take the cruise instead, even offering to cat sit in Muffles to allow them to go. At first, Walt and Bev decline, but ultimately decide to accept his generosity. Meanwhile, the burglar tricks Spike into releasing him so he can rob the Cranks' house, but he gets stopped by Marty and arrested again. Luther and Marty is the guy at the beginning that's dressed as Santa handing out umbrellas.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
Luther,
about that.
whose holiday spirit has been renewed, finally admits that skipping Christmas was not a good idea, with Nora suggesting they should do it next year. And then Marty flies across the screen. He's apparently the real Santa. Santa exists in this universe.
Do you remember that random man that was at the store when Nora was there getting
Yeah,
wine?
that's him. That's Marty.
That's what I meant.
That's
yeah.
the Santa guy. And apparently Santa Claus was real in this universe.
Which, yeah. And what's crazy is, first of all, invited to the party, but also if anyone, because he rolled up on Nora and is like, hey, how's Blair? Doesn't know this man. And she's like, he's good. Do you want to come to my party?
Yeah.
Or like, I think he said, do you have any plans? And she said that she's having the party and then invites him to come over. Hell no. You know, I don't know you, and you just randomly are bringing up my daughter. You're gonna rob me, and you're gonna kidnap her. Like,
Also, Frosty is real in this universe because at the end, the snowman turns around and starts waving at the camera, and he comes to life. So
he sure did. Well,
Yeah.
remember at the beginning, I think he has a vendetta against Tim Allen,
yeah,
or Tim Allen Luther, because like that scene where they're falling over off
Yeah.
the roof, which is so crazy.
his
that he
eyes
even
turn
did
around.
that. Yeah.
Which at first is played like it's the reflection of the Christmas lights on the other house, but then he lands and they stay red.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I can't believe he did that. Like that could have gone so terribly. If
Yeah.
his leg didn't get caught in the rope, he could have literally died. But you know what? I guess that was also the plot of Santa Claus.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
he just loves falling off of roofs.
We should talk about the Santa Claus, about how if you kill Santa, you become him. It's a crazy concept.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, and like he goes back, not to talk too much about the Santa Claus. He goes back. Those elves have worked with him for hundreds of years, and they're like, oh, new guy?
Yeah.
Don't
Fair
care.
enough.
They
Yeah.
don't care that the Santa they worked
They
with
don't grieve the other one at
for
all.
centuries was just murdered, and that the murderer is now the new Santa. They do not care.
They did not grieve him at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a wild.
That
wild
movie is
concept.
crazy in general, and but I just don't like that one nearly as much as Christmas with the Cranks in my mind.
yeah.
But I know a lot of people really like it.
Yeah, and now there's the Disney Plus Santa Claus show.
I forgot it was a show.
Season 2 is out, I think.
I wonder if it's good.
I'll never know.
I'm not watching this shit. I'm just kidding.
I don't
No.
know. I don't have any interest in watching it. You know, it's
I don't
like
know. The
kid
movies
is now
need to be
Santa
left.
and Tim Allen retires.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No. The movies need to be left as is, and the kid needs to continue to. Well, the kid, I forgot the kid grows up in the third one, but
Yeah.
like the movies just need to stay as they are, as their own, you know what I mean, thing. So that's how I feel about that.
IMDb trivia. While I'm reading this trivia, do you want to try to crack open that brass box there?
I don't know if I can. Let's see.
So the film, well, we already said it's based on a book. The swimsuits the models are wearing in the advertisement for the cruise the Cranks are taking are the same ones Luther and Nora wear when they go tanning in the mall.
You can tell.
Yeah, so
I
that's
could
fun.
tell.
Yeah. During filming, it was reported that the cast and crew had ingested over 10 pounds of fake snow.
Hopefully, it's not asbestos.
Yeah. That 10 pounds is wild. That's a lot of fake snow.
Yeah.
Emmett Walsh and Tom Poston were both recurring actors on Home Improvement, 1991.
Who?
The old neighbor, he was on Home Improvement, and Tom Poston, I'm not sure which actor he is. He may be the friend. No. Oh, he's one of the neighbors, one of the old neighbors.
The one neighbor that had the binoculars.
Nah, it's this one. The old man.
Oh, I think he was the priest, right?
Yeah, the preacher. Yeah, the priest. When the Cranks are watching Vic Frohmeyer through the window, Luther says to Nora, "So you're saying Frohmeyer has a problem with our skipping Christmas? Who's he gonna call?" Dan Aykroyd, Ghostbusters. Who you gonna call? That was a hint to that.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize that. And then he said, "What did he say? The Santa police?" He said,
Yeah.
Stupid. It's
Yeah.
like, oh.
I guess they probably couldn't get away with Santa Busters or something. I thought that'd be silly.
I think they said like he also said like, who you gonna call also Santa Claus?
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know if that related to how he was Santa Claus.
Yeah. There's a lot of tributes to that, and this I didn't put them on in here, but to the
I am
Santa Claus
absolutely
movie
manhandling this. Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
and to Toy Story. There's some callbacks to Toy Story too. In this.
It's very interesting.
Julie Gonzala plays Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter. In Freaky Friday, Gonzala plays the nemesis of Curtis's daughter.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
sure does.
Isn't that fun?
That's what I remember her, because she's always like a mean girl. in
And she's
movies.
also nice and the cheerleader girlfriend in Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. She's in, and yeah, like you said, Freaky Friday.
Mm-hmm.
That's a classic.
So here is some alternate casting for the role of Luther that was considered. Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn, and Ben Stiller were all considered for the role.
I would have hated Owen Wilson.
Yeah,
So-
Owen Wilson not a good fit. Vince Vaughn could have done it, and Ben Stiller would have been fine too.
Well,
but
Vince Vaughn already has that other Christmas movie with
Four
Reese
Christmases.
Witherspoon. Yeah.
yeah, I like that one too.
So it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
But that one is, in my mind, it's very similar to The Holiday.
I think
one's a
that
good
one came
one.
out after this too. I want to say that was closer to like 2007. Four
Yeah.
Christmases.
Yeah.
Despite the title, the movie ends before it's Christmas, so you don't actually see Christmas with the Cranks.
I mean, I guess you could count Christmas Eve.
Yeah. And then the last piece of trivia, which I think is the biggest, most important piece of trivia there is. Are you ready?
Let's hear it.
In the movie, Blair's plane arrives home at 8 p.m. In the book, arrives at 6 p.m.
Darn. I don't know why they would do that. That really messes
Don't
with the
change
plot.
the source material. I mean, I don't know. That was an IMDb trivia, and I was like, who cares about this?
Who gives a I'm telling you. Like, no one, whatever. It's fine. Sorry. Anyway, I don't know who keeps cursing. It's not me. But anyway.
It's one of us.
I've absolutely manhandled this box because I don't have scissors, but
Nice.
on me.
Yeah.
I don't keep that thing on me, but here we go.
Okay, I got a nice for those watching the
Unboxing
YouTube video.
reveal.
We got a box unboxing. Yeah, let me see. I can't get a good look at
Girls
it.
with a passion for fashion.
Okay, that's fun. So you pick the day. So tomorrow, we'll say today is the first.
We'll do one.
Every week we'll show what we've done. We'll keep them in here. So
I feel like I'm on YouTube. This is so fun.
Okay, it's got a little wrapper on it.
Hold on. I guess okay. Yeah, I'll leave it there. There it
Wow,
is.
unboxing.
Which is really, I wish I had done that a little better because I have to keep this whole box the whole month of December. So really love that.
Yeah, we should cut this clip out and put it on the TikToks.
The TikToks.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need to tape it. We're just gonna fix that later.
All right. What are we looking at here?
Here we go. This is what
You got to put it in. You got to do the noise. There you go. There you go. Now you're a real YouTuber. What we got?
It doesn't come in the regular like
Mini boxes.
Yeah,
It's
like
just
they
the actual
do.
mini. So it doesn't really tell you. Does it tell you behind them, like behind the number, what's about them?
I don't know.
me
Let's
see.
find out. Let's see.
So we got a blonde. Is this Chloe?
Yes, that's
So we got Chloe. I'm learning. She's got on a blue tank, some black baggy pants,
Yeah,
blue
you guys
shoes,
definitely cannot see that.
blue. It's that one. It's on the back of the box.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
that the exact same outfit? So yeah,
Yeah.
you can show the box, and then you can kind of get the idea.
Yeah, so it looks like her.
Yeah,
Like this exact outfit and everything.
nice.
What's funny about old Bratz like artwork is that none of them have noses. So that's a little bit of fun.
Yeah, yeah. They're very cartoonish in the old style.
Yeah, but I think they're pretty slay. And also they whitewashed I almost said Jasmine. Hello. They whitewashed Jasmine so bad. She's supposed to be Hispanic girl. And she looks about the same skin tone as, Chloe.
Yeah,
Anyway, that's just my lore about Bratz.
great. What do you rate this Bratz out of 10 Bratz logos?
Out of 10, her nickname's Angel. Out of 10 Angel logos, I would have to give it a 7 because there's no box.
Okay, great. Well, that'll do it for this week. I like this movie. I think it holds up. What about you?
I think it's great too.
Yeah,
For as much
great.
as we were watching it, I was like, wait a minute, this isn't making. You know what I mean? I'm always
Yeah.
thinking about why would they do this? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I think like for what it is, like it's supposed to be silly, goofy
Mhm.
time. I love Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
She's great in it. And I think the scene where she's racing that lady in the grocery store for the canned
Yeah,
ham.
that's fun.
That was fun. And
Yeah.
it rolls all the way into the road.
That lady's got to be dead, that old lady.
R.I.P.
Anyway, thank you all for listening. Next week, we'll be back with our part 2 of our Christmas special, and it's my pick. You know what I'm going to pick?
Tell me.
Gremlins. We're watching Gremlins.
Oh,
It's technically a Christmas movie.
damn. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. I've seen it once.
Have
I
you?
was like,
It's good. It's
yeah.
actually great.
Mhm.
And then next Halloween, we'll watch Gremlins 2. We would have watched Gremlins 2 this Halloween. We got to watch Gremlins 1 first, so I had to wait till Christmas.
It's
Because
not
Gremlins 2 is a
Christmas
Halloween movie.
huh?
Gremlins 1's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, and the same with that Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Yes.
Just happens at Christmas.
Yeah.
Good.
But the girlfriend, she has a tragic story about how her dad was Santa one year for Christmas, tried to come down the chimney, and then he got stuck and like rotted up there. It's pretty
What?
brutal. Yeah, it's like a really dark story in the middle of a kid's movie.
Just some man. They didn't even try to get him out. They were like, well, he's stuck in there. This is something we
They
can do
get him
about
out.
it.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening or watching. If you're watching the YouTube feed, please like and subscribe us wherever you're watching. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok at Nuanced Nostalgia Pod.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Do all those things. Follow me at Nick Norris06 everywhere. Follow Caitlin at Caitlin Shorts everywhere. And I think that'll do it.
5-star rating.
5-star rating. Give us all.
Put us in the paper.
Put us in the paper.
Put our podcast on a paper and just go into the street and scream.
Engrave our logo on a gun. And commit a crime with it so we get on the news.
Make a car magnet. Put it on your car.
Then drive through a bank. so that our show gets on the news.
And then you'll be a true fan.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. And time to close it out with a song. If it'll play. Let me stall.
Is that a giant sleigh?
It is. It's
That's a TikTok. I'm sorry.
The song.
It just came out.
I hate when this happens, when the song won't play when I hit the button.
There's this clip of Candace Cameron Bure, who is notoriously the queen of Hallmark and also apparently a Trump supporter. I told you about this, but there's this clip of her in one of her many Christmas movies where she's like, "Is that a giant sleigh?" People just say that. I'm saying that. Yeah, I'm going to say that now. For all
How do you
Christmas.
feel that Gen Alpha makes fun of people who say sleigh?
They'll be making fun of me then.
Yeah. Well,
which I can't keep up.
They'll get made fun of in 20 years. It's fine.
I can't keep up with it. I already feel, I'm not a millennial. I'm not that bad.
Well, you're technically a millennial.
Well, I don't have millennial humor. Do you think I have millennial humor?
No.
Because that's a threat on my
Some
life.
of our listeners may be millennials, and you're talking bad about them. What do you got to say to them?
The humor is bad. You can
doubling down.
You can be a millennial as a person, as the generation. Yeah. But if you have that humor still in the day of our Lord 2023, we need to move on. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you have a mustache tattoo, condolences.
You're saying get with the times.
Yes. Get a tattoo cover up if you have a mustache tattoo.
What about never mind.
Okay.
I was gonna say a tattoo of somebody that I know that I don't want to. They may listen to this.
The other one that's bad is the infinity sign, but that one is at least like slightly better. But remember when everyone was obsessed?
What about the anchor that says "will never sink," but it's an anchor, so it's made to sink?
Well, that one just doesn't make sense.
Well, I was gonna play a Christmas song. It's not gonna play.
Just imagine that "Last Christmas" by Taylor Swift is playing.
It'll be put in. It's not that. I was gonna play.
Go to Spotify, type in, and just listen to it.
I'll slap something over this. So let's
imagine that "Last Christmas" by Ariana Grande is playing.
It's not gonna be those.
Well,
those will get our video taken down. Imagine that a free to use YouTube Christmas song is playing.
Sing it to yourself. It's gonna be good.
There'll be something. We're gonna put it right here. And now let's talk and act like we're laughing, like in those TV shows when they start to pan out. And they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah. I hate to hear that your grandparents passed away and that dog food incident.
My whole life is falling apart."
Oh wow, great stuff! You son of a gun.
Son of a gun.
Goodbye, everyone.